Hello YouTube, my name's Nero, and today we have some more Madden NFL 15, and recently I made a video talking about passing in Madden and gave you guys some tips as to how I pass and how to become a better passer in Madden. Well, the point of that video was we run a very ball control style offense. We run the ball a lot and we throw a bunch of short passes. In that video I only showed passing, so in this video to kind of complement that one, I figured I would give you guys some tips as to how I run the ball here in Madden. Now keep in mind I've played with the Browns ever since I started playing Madden back in 2004, so we've never really had a great running back. I think Jamal Lewis was probably the best one that we've had in that time span, but I found some ways to be able to go ahead and be effective while running the ball, kind of like a running back by committee, and it's basically short bursts of yardage. That's really how I like to play Madden, so I'm going to be showing you guys some of that here in this video. First play we're going to be looking at is very critical to the offense I like to run, short passes and running the ball. You look at the defense and the way they're set up right now, there's 8 people in the box, and with 8 people that close, they're going to stuff the run. They're going to be trying to stuff the run, or they're going to be blitzing. They could be faking it, but chances are any kind of run play is not going to go ahead and work in this situation. So whenever you come about this, whenever you're playing and you're trying to run this offense, and you come about 8 people in the box like this, the obvious thing to do is to audible out of your run play. Your run play is not going to work. They have people everywhere. You only have so many blockers, and audible into a pass play. Usually I just audible right into the slants route, try and throw it to the slants, but as you guys can see, the slants are not exactly open, so I dump it off to my tight end, and I get a little bit of yardage out of it. Any yardage is good yardage. Instead of just getting like a 1-yard carry, being able to get 4 or 5 yards off a short pass, that's positive yardage, and that's actually going to help you out. So keep that in mind. Don't stay committed to your play. Just because you picked the play does not mean that's the play you need to run all the time. You go ahead and audible out of that, read the defense, and adjust yourself based upon what the defense is doing. This next play is a good example of how to be able to read a defense and how to exploit a defense based upon its weaknesses. Now, looking at the defense here, it's a pretty standard defense, but if you notice the linebackers are slightly shifted over there to the right. And my basic instinct, this is something about me, that maybe it's because I'm right-handed, maybe it's because most of the formations I run have the tight end on the right-hand side, but for whatever reason, I always try to run to the right. I'm always happy if I can get on the left side of the field, because then I have more room to run to the right. As you guys can see by the way the Pittsburgh Steelers are lined up, they're kind of bumping over to the right a little bit. You can see that their outside linebacker is right on top of my tight end, and if I were to try to run this ball to the right, I really run the risk of somebody missing a block and somebody getting through and just getting tackled for a loss of yardage, or possibly only getting 1 or 2 yards out of it. The better option is to change this run play and make it so I run to the left. You see, there's very few people actually over there compared to the right-hand side, and I've got Joe Thomas, literally the best offensive tackle in the game, over there on the left side against a pretty subpar outside linebacker. And aside from that outside backer, we've got a defensive end and we've got a middle linebacker to cover, plus I have my fullback going with me, so I'm just going to go ahead and audible this play to the left, and I actually get a pretty freaking good result out of it. Well, almost a pretty good result out of it. I got good yardage, but that's what you get when you play on all Madden mode, just random fumbles. What I did is I tried just to truck stick the guy, because Isaiah Crowell here has 88 trucking, and I figured he could probably get through it, but nope, he ended up just fumbling instead, which is not very nice. But regardless, it was still a pretty nice play. You can see by the replay here, just the blocking was so beautiful. Joe Thomas clips the outside linebacker, knocking him off just enough for me to be able to get up through the hole. And of course, we just have perfect blocking from everybody throughout. The only person left to take on was the safety. I tried to take him on with a truck to try and get a little bit more yardage, but I ended up fumbling the ball instead. But then again, I'm with the Browns, man. My running backs are not exactly good, especially with Ben Tate being released as of recently. So all my running backs are below 80 overall, and I'm still able to have success running the ball using these tips I'm giving you guys here in this video. This next play is another great example of going ahead and trying to exploit the defense in the way it's set up. So as you guys can see, I have a tight end, and I have a fullback and a wideout all over there on the right side, and that's what we call the strong side in football. The strong side is basically the side that has the tight end on it, right? And the strong side's over there on the right, and as you guys can see, they're really trying to stop that. They brought up their strong safety. They have all their linebackers. We've got 8 people in the box, plus a corner that's really not too far away. Running to the right in this situation, not exactly going to work, which is what I want to do right away. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm audible to play and make it so I actually run to the left, as well as I'm going to go ahead and move my fullback to the left with me. That way I actually have some block support, and because of that, I actually get a pretty good gain out of it as compared to what I probably would have gotten just trying to run to the right. Anyone that's played Madden can look at that picture and be like, yeah, you shouldn't run to the right there. That's not going to end up working. But a good thing to remember is that you can actually move around your people. You can actually send your receivers in motion. You can send your tight ends in motion. You can send your fullback in motion. Try and set up your team to where you want them to be, so you have the best possible chance of getting some good blocking out of them and be able to get a nice carry out of the running back. The rest of the video is just going to be random gameplay from this match I played. I only played the first half against the Steelers to get footage for this particular video. But yeah, running the ball is pretty hard when you're playing in all Madden mode, and you really have to pay attention. I remember when I first started playing Madden, even when it wasn't Madden, like when I was playing some other games like NFL 2K, like that series and whatnot, I always found that just like running slam plays, running dive plays, running draw plays, they always just seemed to work, even running toss plays. But a few things I picked up while playing Madden in all Madden mode is that toss plays, I never really have a lot of success with them. Perhaps it's because I've never had a fast running back while playing with the Browns. Perhaps someone like Reggie Bush or someone with a very high speed, very high agility, something like that can actually get around the edge right there and make a good play out of a toss. But for me, I've never had a lot of success doing that. The plays I recommend for you guys to run if you want to run this ball control, slow-paced offense is to run a lot of dives, run a lot of slams. Now, basically what these mean are you're going to be going between either the center and the guard, or you're going to be going between the guard and the tackle. Very rarely do I actually like to take this stuff outside. Very rarely will I try and cut outside of the tackle to try and get any yards that way. It just doesn't ever seem to really work for me. I like to try and run between the tackles, run between the linemen, and basically I'm going north to south. Very, very rarely do I actually run east to west when I do this. And because I actually had some success while playing Madden, while running the ball, and it's a very integral part of running the overall offense. Once again, if you guys want to check out my passing guide here from Madden 15, you guys can go ahead and click that. There's a link in the description to it, as well as there will be an annotation on your screen towards the end of the video. You guys go over there and click that out. Basically, you combine these two videos, and you put that into one offense, and that's the offense I run while playing Madden. I've ran it for almost a decade now. Yeah, I've played this quite a bit, and it always seems to work. Just run the ball, throw short passes, and just slowly inch your way down the field. And that way, you will have some success even while playing with a subpar team like the Browns. Now, if you're like if you're a Patriots fan, if you're a Denver fan, if you're a Philadelphia fan, if you've got a good team to play behind, you can still take these tips, and you'll just be way more efficient at it than those of us that are unfortunate enough to have teams like the Browns and the Raiders and the Buccaneers and all the subpar teams that we've seen throughout the league. We have to run this kind of offense if we want to be successful. We can't just bomb the ball down the field all the time with our 99 overall quarterback, or just run it up the middle all the time with Adrian Peterson, even though he's suspended, or doing anything like that, right? So the tips I've given you in this video and the tips I've given you in the passing video are both tips that will go ahead and make it so it's easier for you to run the ball, make it so it's easier for you to pass the ball, and overall have a more efficient offense while you're playing Madden. Well, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys all found it helpful and informative, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel the video deserves. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.